Hey y'all, welcome to the kitchen. Today I'm going to be making my sister Linda's pumpkin bread. It's been a staple on our Thanksgiving table, fall table really, for many, many years, and I think you'll enjoy it too. This is such an easy recipe. What we're going to do is I'm going to combine the dry ingredients first into my large bowl. Got flour, all-purpose flour, sugar, salt, baking soda, and cinnamon. Now the recipe can be found on our blog, and I'll put a link in it for you to make it easier to find. So I'm just going to take my whisk, kind of combine these dry ingredients. Doing this just makes it easier to get the whole thing combined because we're not using a mixer. We're going to do everything by hand. All right. Now we'll just set this aside, grab another bowl, and we'll put our wet ingredients in. So we've got milk, oil, eggs, vanilla. So I'll go ahead and whisk this and get those eggs mixed in. You want to make sure you have all your ingredients at room temperature so they'll mix easily. All right, now let's go ahead and add 1 can of pumpkin. And this is pure pumpkin. It's not the pumpkin spice, pumpkin pie stuff. So it's just pureed pumpkin. I buy it in the can. If you want to puree it yourself from a pumpkin, you certainly can do that. All right, let's go ahead and get this mixed in. Now, if you want to add different spices to this, you can. I like cinnamon. I don't really care much for nutmeg and ginger. So go ahead and make it as spicy as you like. All right. Okay, so now I've got my wet stuff, I've got my dry stuff, and I'm just going to combine these two together. I told you it was easy. Let me just go ahead and pour this in. We'll just mix these together. You can use a wooden spoon, you can use a whisk, whatever you want. Just use my spatula. And you want to make sure that all the dry ingredients are combined. It's going to be a little lumpy, but that's okay. So you just don't want to over stir it. This recipe makes 2 loaves. So I've prepared 2 9x5 bread pans or loaf pans, and I'm just going to eye this. Go. We're going to fill it about halfway. Now the other pan, I'm going to add some toasted pecans to the batter. My family loves nuts, so I'm going to put some pecans. Walnuts work great too in the second loaf. And what I've done is I've just roughly cut up some pecans and dusted them with some flour so that hopefully they don't all sink to the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and put these in now and just kind of fold them into my batter. And then we'll pour this into our prepared pan. There we go. All right, these are going to go into a 325-degree preheated oven. That's Fahrenheit. And they'll bake for probably about 45 to 55 minutes. So our beautiful loaves of pumpkin bread are out of the oven. I'm going to let them rest for about 10 to 12 minutes, and then I'll turn them out on a cooling rack to finish cooling. The pumpkin bread has cooled, so now we're going to go ahead and make the glaze for it. I have melted the butter, and now I'm going to go ahead and add the powdered sugar. And the milk. And vanilla. And I'll just use my whisk to kind of stir it around. This makes a nice thick glaze that really works well. You could even use it on a pound cake if you wanted to, or any other type of cake or dessert that needs a glaze. Now, if it's too thick, you can add a little bit more milk. So here are our beautiful loaves. Aren't they gorgeous? And like I said, they're cool, so I'm going to go ahead and just put the glaze on them. If you didn't want to glaze the bread, you could always just sprinkle some powdered sugar on it. But really they don't really need anything, they're just so good. This glaze will firm up, so you don't have to worry about it running off the bread. This pumpkin loaf we put pecans in, so I'm going to just sprinkle some toasted pecans on the top, just because we really like nuts. And I think it'll be a pretty way to finish it off. All right, there we go. There's our pumpkin bread.